what's going on, guys? Let's talk business for a second. You know, that's why we hear most people on this space want to be entrepreneurs, and maybe some don't. Maybe just some people just like the topics. So I'm watching a lecture. You know, KRS-One is known for giving lectures around about hip hop and things like that, and he has a lot of good things to say. But this is one thing right here that I'm not going to agree with. You see, a lot of people have feelings when it comes to business. Business has nothing to do with feelings. If you get your feelings in business, you're either going to be bankrupt and maybe try to start a business again because you learned to keep the feelings out, or you're going to be bankrupt and you're not going to have a business at all, or you're going to lose a lot of money. So KRS-One is talking about Grandmaster Flash created the crossfader. Now, keep in mind what I'm about to say. The crossfader, that's the thing that you go, I'm thinking that's this. That's the thing, the scratch thing. They go back and forth with the records because he wanted to continuously keep the product going. Now, this was one of the guys, was one of the first pioneers of hip hop. This guy, Grandmaster Flash, who was a licensed electrician. So the story goes, KRS-One said the guy kicked a toggle switch. It was on the ground. He picked it up and he took it home and he figured out of how to reverse the switch when it's on is off, to reverse the switch somehow to keep the party going and keep those both turn wheels going, you know, the spinning wheels going on the records. Now, I'm not an electrician or anything like that. That's how we kind of explain it, and I'm trying to explain it the best way I can. Now, he went on to say that Panasonic and all these other people created this thing, and how Flash never received any royalties or anything. Now, let me just say something. No company is going to give you royalties just because, you know what, it's the right thing to do. You were the first one to come up with it. So what's going to happen is that we're going to go ahead and pay you royalties. We're going to make some great change off of this. So we're going to go ahead and help you out. No. There is this thing called a patent. That if you're the one that creates something and it's not out there, you go with a guy or go with someone, you draw up the prints. You can call the U.S. Patent Office. They'll give you all the information you need. You get a patent attorney, you get whatever, and you put that stuff together. Now, some of you may say, whoa, no. The Jews, the whites, or whatever, they're the ones that know the information. So no one told him, so he didn't know. Let me just say something real quick. When you're a baby, do you come into the world knowing anything? Do you have parents that sit down with you and say, hey, Billy, or Jim, or whatever, don't do that, don't do this, don't do this, don't. And then some of you may say, well, he grew up in the environment. I grew up in an environment where people knew certain things, but certain things I learned on my own. There is no excuse for not knowing. Especially now, when we have the internet, when we have these things, no excuse. And there have been people who have became mega rich off of patents. Dr. George Washington Carver, same thing. It was so easy for him to come up with ideas that he didn't really see that as value. The guy created so much stuff with the peanut is ridiculous. But later on, people went behind him and patent certain things. There are some of you right now on this channel who have had ideas. And later on, that idea was given clothes and it came to life. And then the first thing you say is, someone stole my idea. No. someone implemented their idea. Now, to some of you, this may seem harsh or may seem bad. Business is business. People don't care about what you came up with. This is why Patton said it's about who beats the other person to get it done. That's what it's about. That's all business is, and you got to understand that. So if you're sitting on an idea and you know it's something that works, and you're trying to find that so-called special time, and I still to this day don't even understand what that means. What is the special time? When you get enough bravery to actually execute it? Because I don't understand this talk about when people say it's not time yet. It's always time. And the future doesn't belong to you or I. All you have is right now. So what do you guys think about that? Because I'm sure you've had the ideas, you've heard people who've had the ideas, and you've been around people who've been on this whole kick of, you gotta give somebody something, it's the right thing to do. Because I mean, think about it. People have had companies with great names and the businesses were doing good, and they didn't trademark their name, and somebody came in and bought it and sued them and said, hey, you're gonna have to change your name or either pay me for this name. This is people's daily life when websites go under. People buy website names and put them in their portfolio and hang on to them. A website that, that somebody says, I need that name, and have sold it for great money. This is some people's full-time business. Or not full-time, but maybe part-time or whatever. But just keep that in mind. Let me hear what you guys have to say about this. And that's it, guys. And until next time, signing off.